Hello everybody, so welcome to the series on my channel where I milk all these packs to be their own separate videos. Today we're going to be taking a look at the classic Gordon pack. And I'm very excited to open this pack because Gordon's one of the more interesting ones in this lineup. You got the 80th anniversary logo there, basically the same sort of packaging style as Thomas, but no ARC promo on the side. This is a Nitrogen era promo, so bonus points for me, dog. You know, with all that being said, let's get this open. I broke the box, nice. Alright, we got him out the package, and immediately, this guy is big and bulky, but we're not going to talk about him real quick. We're going to talk about the Express Coach, which, you know, I liked seeing it in, like, photos and stuff and promo pictures, but having it in my hand, it's okay. Ooh, that's weird. It's a lot of, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but there's a lot of, like, distress marks. That's unfortunate. For starters, we have the stupid geared wheels for some reason. I'm sure there's probably more of these without the geared wheels because for some reason, they really like to do two versions of the same pack, one with geared wheels, one without. They did that with Talking Emily. I don't know why. But yeah, this coach just doesn't feel like a regular Thomas coach. This feels more like All Engines Go with how big and tall it is and stuff like that. I'm guessing it's thin because in the CGI series, the Express coaches are really thin for some reason. But I'm going to get out here Spencer's coach because unfortunately I don't have a regular Tomy Express coach, and you can just see this one's so much longer, it's so much nicer looking, and even with this Gordon I think it's a little bit nicer looking. So yeah, the coach definitely lets this pack down, but you know, I guess it's not too bad. Interestingly, I just noticed the coupling is actually different. You look here on the Troublesome Truck, and if I could get the camera, this one's significantly longer. I don't know why they keep doing these longer couplings. It's not like these are not going to work if they don't have longer couplings. If anything, this is a shorter radius than the truck. So you don't need this longer coupling. I don't know why they keep doing this, but whatever. But yeah, this coach is just a letdown. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's definitely not a highlight. Let's take a look at Gordon. First, let's take a look at this tender, which in many regards I don't like. I think the tender, the coal is cool in concept, but they gotta know these things go missing like that. Like all the talking ones never have their coal, all the old Tomy ones never have their coal. I don't know why they keep trying this sort of aspect again. At least get embed like a clicking in mechanism where you could click it in and then it actually takes force to remove, but you know, whatever. It is a children's toy after all. I also don't like how small it is. Like, it's very tight and compact. For characters like James, I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but for Gordon, I would really prefer like a nice long tender, because if you've seen this channel before, you know I like the longer tenders. And yeah, let's take a look at Gordon. What is his face supposed to be, dude? It's funny, I'll say that. And actually, for Gordon, this is actually really nicely proportioned. When if you like look, just right, cut off this bit and cut off the bottom wheels, that's actually very nice. But once you bring in this freaking running board, which is 2 centimeters long or whatever, and these stupid wheels that are so far away from the actual chassis itself, it just looks kind of weird. You can see here, he also has new piston rod detailing. I know a lot of people do like this, but it's not my favorite thing ever. I think it really messes up the look of these tender engines because now they have to sit higher, which, you know, makes no sense. And I think had it been not removed, it could have sit much lower and looked much cleaner. First, let's get AEG Talking Gordon, because that's the only Gordon from AEG I have, and you could just see this one's significantly more I don't know why I'm showing you the back, but this one's significantly more beefy, if that's the right word. But and you can see over here the thing, whatever, sits lower compared to this. And I think if this sat more like that, I think this could have looked significantly better. And I'm wondering if maybe if you like cut through the screw over here and like sort of manhandle it a little bit, maybe you could get it to sit lower, but that's not something I'm gonna try, at least for now. Now let's get my favorite version of Gordon, aka Playroll Gordon from 2015. Well, not 2015, because this is the bad talking one, because I still haven't gotten the normal one, but whatever. And you can just see how different they look. Mine doesn't have the side rods because I gave it to Arthur, by the way. And I want to show off the tender. I think this tender looks significantly better. I like my tenders long, and even this, I wish it was longer. I think scale-wise, at least, this Gordon looks really nice. I like the big boiler look and the fat face, at least for Gordon. There's some other characters who I'll get into which don't look the greatest, but we'll get there. That's another video. But yeah, with Gordon, his big boiler kind of makes sense, and I don't think it looks too bad. I'm gonna actually remove this bit just to see what happens. Alright, and we got that situated, so I'm wondering if I put that... Okay, it looks kind of ugly now, but theoretically, if you like just cut this down a little bit, you could have him sit a little bit lower. So I don't know, maybe that's something someone will try eventually, but that's not something I'm going to try right now. I have seen people remove the face of this, which I'm not sure how you do. I'm guessing you just sort of pull at this enough and it'll come out, but I'm not going to do that here today. Oh, I see how you remove the face. There's a little... You can see that there. I'm going to unscrew that because I like unscrewing things. I've damaged too many things from unscrewing things, but I'm going to do it again. I really think more of these Thomas toys should be more customizable by screws, because surely they know so many people customize these, right? Surely. And there's the big fat face. It looks, it could be like a hockey puck. You just throw it around. And here's Gordon without. It looks kind of cursed, not gonna lie. Anyway, I'm yapping too much. Let's get this on the tracks and let's see how it runs. Alright, this is a little bit I'm throwing in at the end because after having him for a while, I have more thoughts about him that I'd like to throw in at the end of the video. And yeah, I kind of hate him. You know, I am overreacting. I don't hate him, but I don't know. He's easily my least favorite of this new range. As a static like display thing, he's not too bad. I actually think part of me kind of likes it as a static display thing. But when running on the tracks, he looks like garbage, and you'll see that late whenever the running portion of this video is. I think this part will be probably right before that, but even then, the running session I filmed wasn't that good because he had a bunch of issues on the tracks, and if I go show that set, I'll show you why. Now, excuse the bad lighting. I did move around my layout a bit just to fit some of these new engines better. But if you can see there, these this turntable, it like kind of slopes down like really sharply right there, so it'll cause tender engines, even with their long couplings, to sometimes stop up there, especially Gordon and even the Flying Scotsman. James, he can usually clear it, but Gordon and Scotsman, they usually have issues, so I did end up just redoing my layout. But anyways, I felt that was something I should mention before the running video, because in the running video I said, why is this happening? But I did realize why that was happening. And also this coach, I hate this coach. The coach originally had the stupid geared wheels, and when it would go on the tracks, it would just go like and it would slow everybody down, and it was so annoying that I eventually just replaced the wheels. But even then, I'm still not the biggest fan of this coach. It's just so tiny. I wish it was the size of like an original Trackmaster coach, which, you know, I know that those days are long gone, but I don't know, for like an express coach, I feel like this is just not enough. For Annie and Clarabelle, this is easily enough, but for an express coach, I feel like it should be quite a bit longer. I'm still incredibly happy to own this toy because it is a very cool thing to have. I'm just personally not the biggest fan of it, and honestly, he's probably my least favorite of this new range. All in all, I still would recommend Gordon because he does still have very nice detail. He just wouldn't be one I'd pick up first if I had the choice. And if it were me, I would have put Percy in this wave instead of Gordon because I think his pack is just a little bit better. But anyways, with all that being said, let's get into the running session that's kind of botched, but you know, still I'm going to put it in for extra time.